This is a song by Ray Wiley Hubbard.
Hubbard.
We are on some big water today. We are gonna have to be aware of the conditions and be in a good spot when the wind hits. I'll just say that. This lake is way bigger than I thought it was. We're not gonna be able to spend this much time on this side of the lake. The wind's supposed to pick up at about 11 a.m. and if we get caught out there and wind, we're not in good shape. So yeah, we're gonna fish this for maybe an hour and a half just to be safe, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here because this is not gonna turn out well if we get caught in wind. Maps never do anything justice. The conditions are perfect. There's all of this awesome riprap, so I wanted to come over here and give it a shot. We'll see what we produce. I got one? I think I got one, guys. Yeah, I got one. First bite. Little bitty largie. Yeah, that took a while. You almost love a boy, my heart aching joy. Come on, let's have some fun. Got one, guys. Sorry, this highway noise is probably crazy, but that's what you get when you fish in the middle of freaking Dallas. Dang your hookie's mouth shut. Man, so I had to get off of the south side of the lake. I was getting drenched trying to get around there. It was rougher than a cob. It was just not a good situation. So we're gonna stay in the mid lake on the north side for the rest of the time. I didn't even bother turning the camera on because I had to pay attention because the whitecaps got huge and my boat was rocking. I was freaking Gilligan out there. It was bad, but it seems like even though it's the water's about as loud as you can get it in terms of it's stained, it's super windy, overcast. I figured they'd want loud baits like you know, big loud lipless or medium diving crankbait or that big flat four. But so far it's been the silent little square bill that I've got both my bites on, and this is the actual first keeper size fish. So I'm going to keep running this calm riprap and see if we can find some more. There's another one. Oh, he got on the brush. No! I had one in that corner right there, and he put me right against a piece of brush and knocked it off. Dang it. There's another one. So nothing big so far, but we got a pattern. They're on the quiet side of all the riprap. So this lake has bridges all across it everywhere, and there's riprap that runs right alongside of all of it. And obviously on the north side where the wind can't smash it, seems like there's some bass hugging up against the rocks. And that's the main reason I wanted to come fish here, is because I love fishing riprap and crankbaits. So, and they're gonna extend the bridge, I think, making it bigger. Construction, traffic, and bass. Not normally a good combo, but whatever. There's one. That might be a better one. Yeah. We got us a little pattern here. Up against this riprap. I mean, they're all little 13 to 15 inch fish, but that's not even close to 15. But beats getting freaking soaked over there, I can tell you that. boy. Oh boy. There's one we want. Please don't get off. I can't boat flip him. Get in quick. Check him out. Let's measure him. Let's see how long he is. What's this guy? An 18-incher. 18-inch guy. 18-incher. So there's the first good one out here on the 25X, black and blue one, no rattle, working calm riprap. It doesn't sound calm though because we're right up against a freaking highway, but let's go try to find some other fatties. Go ahead. Into the skunk water.
When I built a saddle that was slightly worn, I pulled my mystic rug right up beside her. I sat down on the floor.
There's one. He's getting bigger the closer he gets. God, they're almost yellow here. They got like a yellowish tint to them. Am I seeing things, or do y'all see that too? They almost have like a yellow hue to them, like especially on the bellies and stuff. I think they're drinking too much pee over here on the Dallas side. I just caught a little bitty white bass on this Rapala micro crank. It goes about 4 to 8 feet. But back there on that other part of the wind-blown riprap, I lost a 5-pounder. Hooked him, he came up, head shook and jumped and spit it. I was not happy. It's gotten rough.
With a welcome man, and he laughed and drank all the wine from his cellar. And I saw a lighthouse.
Decent one on the, still not near the size, not even close. This is 3 times smaller than the one that got off on that micro crankbait. I got real bad news because I just broke one of my new rods. It got pinched in the tiller when we were pinned up against some rocks over there in the wind. Hopefully it can get replaced. That's a pretty big bummer. He helps just a little bit. Having a hard time finding big ones, but we're still finding some fish. Another little swim bait victim. Here's one of the better ones on a Crush 50. I lost my Crush 25 on the BFS. It got hung up and I lost him, but good keeper size right there. On a super shallow point, like dirt shallow point. He's like the color of it too. It's not too often that you land a solid fish by pulling your trolling motor up. I was in this heavy, the wind's blowing crazy through here, whipping the current under this bridge. I'm throwing a little bitty swim bait to get big. Barge is pulling building materials in right beside where I just caught that fish. That's the epitome of fishing in Dallas. Loud, windy, not great conditions. God, that fish makes it worth it though. He's not huge, he's a good fish though. And God, I've just had a rough day. Even though I've caught a lot of fish, I just had a rough day. And being able to land that fish feels really good. That's probably the craziest landing on a fish I've ever had. All right, let's let this one go and let's get the heck out of here so we don't have to fight traffic on the way home. Yeah, like that'll happen. There's still gonna be traffic, but go ahead. Easy, easy, easy. So if I look at that trip through a positive lens, I was able to go to a body of water that I'd never been to before and put quite a few fish in the boat. 2 good ones. Had 1 better one get away on that little Rapala ultralight deep diving crankbait. And I was able to stay safe. I knew what I signed up for. I was taking a 12-foot boat on a massive body of water. I knew if I was gonna go to the wind-blown side of the lake, I needed to be off by about 10 a.m. when the wind was gonna start to pick up. It happened an hour earlier than that. Nonetheless, was still able to get out of there, get around to the north side and fish for several more hours without having any more issues with the wind. Having said all of that, all of today's success came at a very high cost because I lost quite a bit of gear and I had several more things go wrong. I lost 4 of my good 6-cents crankbaits, the 25X included, unfortunately. I was fishing a wind-blown bank, hooked a fish, got him in, took the bait out. In the process of that happening, the wind blew my butt into the boat in to the bank, torqued my trolling motor handle over really hard, and in the process pinned this up against the boat or something and broke my new Dobbins BFS rod. I was bummed about that, but they said if I mail it back into them, I just gotta pay for shipping, but they'll send me a replacement. So when I was starting my motor, external battery pack plops down, hits the bottom of the boat where there's water, soaks it, it's cached. And then to cap it all off, I'm driving home on Interstate 30 and right in the middle of Dallas, tons of traffic. I hear a screech sound and I look to my right and there's a big truck and I was like, oh, it must be him. I look at my right side mirror and my trailer tire is smoking and I get to the shoulder of the road. I get out and the fender was not where it should have been. Rubbing on the tire, smoking it out. It's happened to me 2 or 3 other times. My dad and I have tried to fix it, tried to bolt it on there real good, and it's just not working. We're gonna have to figure out a better remedy for it than that because I can't have that happening. Because if I wouldn't have been paying attention or if I had the music up loud, that would have smoked my tire down and it would have blown it out in heavy traffic. That would have been terrible, but managed to get the fender off. Trailer tire tread wasn't too worn, so I was able to make it all the way back home. But yeah, I might need to start a GoFundMe to replace all of the stuff that I lost today, but not really. And you know, in a positive light too, I was able to fish on a weekday, so I'm very grateful for that. And if I ever go back to that lake, I can tell you one thing, it won't be in my 12-foot boat. It will be in a bigger boat that is capable of handling wind better. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.